Hi everyone, welcome back. If this is your first time here, thanks for stopping by. This is Noxanimous Designs and I'm Christina. Today we're going to be going over the Granny Square stitch deck that I did 4 more new stitches, and we're going to see what the next 5 stitches are for next week. And also I did complete 1 strip from my grandmother's granny squares for the blanket that I'm making. And I want to go over some granny squares patterns that we can do anywhere from 1 granny square up to 15 granny squares. And occasionally you will probably see a cattail walk through the video. They were trapped in here with me. First up are my completed granny squares for this week. We have number 23, corner to corner. Number 39, the long wave. I thought I was a little too short, so I did an extra 2 rows, and now I'm too big. Number 25, the lark's foot. Number 21, the cluster V-stitch. And number 38, overlay steps. I think this one's my favorite for this week. And here are the next stitches we're going to be doing for next week. Number 42, picot. Number 12, blocks and V's. Number 43, petals. Number 32, baubles. And number 31, mountains. Here is the strip for my grandmother's granny squares. I did go ahead and do 22. I was thinking I'd take it down to 20, but then I started thinking 22 would probably fit better on a king-size bed. So here's the strips that we have. And the last one. I believe with this strip I now have 3 completed. And I'm guessing by the time I'm finished I'm probably going to have anywhere from 18 to 20 strips done. For the first granny stitch pattern that we're going to be talking, we're going to do 1 square. And this is the Brack Dishcloth from Knit Picks. It's a 2-tone stitch and very nice and distinct, just like, well, bricks. And with the raised ridges from the secondary color, it should give you a little exfoliation action. And for 2, we have this adorable dog sweater. It's one very large granny square for the back and then a smaller granny square for the chest piece. Then you just join them at 4 corners and you can slip it over their head and over their arms. Next we have this cute little amigurumi, Pigs in a Blanket, by a good right hook. Now while you're going to also have to make the amigurumi that goes with it, the little capelet formed by the 2 granny squares is absolutely adorable. With 4 squares you can do this dish towel, also by Lion Brand. 4 for just the edging, or if you want the edging on both sides, just increase it to 8. And it makes a great decorative element. With 6 we can do this cute little pencil case by Some of Their Stories. You can use all of the same granny stitches, or you can differ all of them. Have multiple colors, or have it all as one solid color. The possibilities are really endless once you start getting up into 6 squares. Around 8 squares, we can do things like this belt by My Rose Valley. This is a nice thin belt, so 8 squares would work well. If you want to make it a little thicker, it'll probably take it down to 7, maybe 6 squares. You could have a thicker belt, one that wrapped around the entire midsection right under the bust. And at 9 squares, we have the Coastal Granny Halter Top by Yarnspirations. This, you just put it on the diag, and with a tie back for the neck, just wrap that one corner of the granny square around it. Add 2 tie backs to each of the other corners, and you can tie this behind you. Now let's get up into the 10 to 15 granny squares, which is what we were doing this week. We're going to start with 12. We have the Crochet Granny Square Top by Yarnspirations. The Crochet Granny Square Top takes a minimum of 12 and goes up from there depending upon the size. The pattern runs from an extra small all the way up to a 5X, so it can accommodate many body types. Yarnspirations also has the Crochet Granny Square Tunic. Guys, come up with better names for these things. In this case, you're going to have 12 displayed on the front. The arms and the yoke are all going to be a solid color or variegated, depends on what you'd like. And the back will also be the same color as the yoke and the arms. This is one where the granny squares shine as the front element piece. This crochet top by Wool My World is adorable. It's perfect for those warm summer days. With a stylish V-neck and little spaghetti straps, you can wear this almost anywhere. Perfect for the beach. Or you can do this adorable baby cardigan by All Crafts Channel. This shows what it looks like before you seam down the sides and the arms, but it gives you a general idea of how it's actually constructed. We looked at these slippers the last time and I thought that maybe it was 7 granny squares, maybe 6. I really couldn't tell. It's 6. I found the pattern for it. So total 12 if you're going to do both of them. Now Tazia has a written pattern for this. It's free, and also she has a YouTube tutorial. At 13 squares, we're going to hit the Bermuda Tote by Lion Brand. Actually, a lot of totes go by this 13 square pattern, but I'm going to show you how different they can look depending upon what style of granny square you use. The Bermuda Tote doesn't use the typical round-shaped granny square. This one goes almost from one corner and then builds upon the other, but it makes a great pattern when you put all 13 together. This handbag by It's Craft Day shows what you can do when you line the granny square bag. This is more of your traditional granny squares, just in a nice solid color, which makes a beautiful basic handbag. Or you can go with the Danica Boho Bag. This one's by Premier. This one uses chunky yarn instead of the basic DK or worsted. And while the pattern is similar, it creates a very different bag. At 14 squares, we have this drawstring backpack with a flap. This is by Yarnspirations. You could do it white base, black base, loads of colors, or you could even do just one solid color. Especially if you're taking this to school, why not do it in your school colors? And then we have this pillow by Lion Brand. Now the pattern actually calls for the one that you see in front with the 9, which would be 18 squares, but I wanted to point out that the pillow behind has the irregular rectangles and squares for a longer pillow. This is something where the granny square stitches are going to shine because you can make something like that in a rectangle. It's not possible with the traditional granny squares. Okay guys, that's it for the patterns for this week. Next week we're going to be looking at patterns that go from 16 squares all the way up to 20, and I already have found some. We'll also revisit a couple of the other ones from 1 to 15. If you have any patterns that you especially like, leave those in the comments below so maybe I can add them to next week's list. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for stopping by. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment below. It really helps. Next week, we're going to be doing granny square stitches from 16 to 20. And I'll have another strip of my grandmother's blanket done. The next video coming up should be 3 mystery boxes. Thanks guys for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.